Hey there marketing fans, hope you're well. Just a really quick video for you about how to embed videos onto your site. And by embed, all I simply mean is that you're going to actually place the video onto your site so that when people click on it, they can click play and it will just play there on the site itself without them having to leave your site or visit YouTube or one of the other sharing sites that's out there. So this is a video that I found here from the Wall Street Journal. And this is from the rapper 50 Cent and this guy Lee Hawkins, and it's an interview where Lee talks to 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis Jackson, and he talks to him about his various business deals. And it's a very interesting video, very, very good for anyone who's interested in business and taking things to a very high level. Now, the thing to do, if I wanted to share this on my blog, I would go underneath the video and you can see round about there is a button that says share. If I click on that, it opens up this little box here. Now, right here you can see that there's actually a link. Now this link is what you would use to share it on things like Facebook and Twitter. Okay, it's not how you would embed it onto your site. Okay, you actually need something that's slightly more complex than that. Not much, but just slightly. And that's, as I say, the link you can use to share via social media, which is great. But if you want to go one step further, which I suggest you do, then click on the embed button and you'll get this area open up underneath. And this is the code right here that you need to put onto your site. Okay. And I'm going to put it onto a WordPress site so you can see, but just to give you an idea, you can also embed this onto your site if you have an HTML site as well. Obviously it's going to be a little bit more complicated and you might want to get your your web designer, whoever created your site, to do it for you. As I say, that's a bit more complex, but if you're using something like WordPress, it's really very simple, and I'll show you how this works. So you first of all get the code. Now, you've got several options within the code which you can change underneath here. So you can choose the size, for example, of the video. Now, I happen to know that my site, which I've recently updated in terms of the design, is the perfect width for the videos is 598. So I'm going to put that there. Now, what's cool about this is if I type in the width, it automatically sets the height so that the video is in the right proportions, which is great. So I can put it in there, so I can actually customize the size of the video, and you can see the code has changed. So it now says width 598 and it says here height 334. So that's all really good and really helpful, because obviously it just makes my life a lot easier and makes this much quicker to actually do. There's also the option here to show suggested videos when the video finishes. Now, this can be a good thing, and it can also be very distracting. So it's up to you as to what you want to do. Do you want people to stay and watch, more videos after the one that you've given them, or do you want to actually just make a point with the video and then carry on afterwards with the blog post? If you want to do the latter of those two, I'd suggest that you turn off the suggested videos when the video finishes, because it's just, as I say, going to distract people away from what you kind of want to do and the message you want to get across. If you just want them to watch the video maybe at the end of a blog post, and then you're happy for them to kind of go off and watch other videos, they'll still watch the videos on your site. They'll still be at your site when they watch them, but they will be watching other things that are not necessarily part of the message that you initially had for your blog post. So it's up to you as to which one you go for. Generally speaking, I will go for the option of not having these videos afterwards, because I want people to kind of just get the point I'm making and then go and do whatever else on the blog they want to do, or carry on reading the blog if the video only features halfway through. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so that's that. There's also the option to use HTTPS, which is a secure version of the code, which you can do that as well if you want to. Also use privacy enhanced mode. I'm not entirely sure what that is, if I'm honest, but you can put that on, and if I just see what that is just for a second, okay, oh, I see what it is. It stops any cookies from being embedded onto the actual site itself. So your site can get cookied by YouTube. It's not a bad thing that it does, and I've got no need to put privacy enhanced mode on, but cookies are just very, very small files which kind of tell YouTube a bit about your site. They're nothing dangerous, they're nothing malicious. They're used on the internet an awful lot, far more than anyone realizes. But yeah, they're completely cool, so you can put them on or off, it's up to you. You can also use the old embed code if you want to. I'd really suggest you don't do that. I'd use the iframe, which is what you've got here. The old embed code is much longer and it's kind of ugly. It's all the HTML version of what you're doing. So there's that, and then obviously you set your width and height, which you can do either here using these presets, or you can, as I say, use the custom one. Once you've done that, you just simply highlight the code, click copy, and then you need to go over to your site, which is where I'm going to go right now in order to create that video on the actual post itself. So I'm going to go over there now, and yeah, you'll see the next stage. Okay, so I'm here now at my site, and I've kind of gone into one of the areas where I can add a new post. Now, this will work not just for WordPress, but it works for pretty much any other site that you might have, any other system you might be using to create your site. As long as you can access the HTML code for that page, then you can do this. It's very simple, as long as you can do that. If you've only got this sort of editor right here without being able to access the HTML, then that's going to be slightly more of an issue, and you won't be able to actually embed the video on your site. There may be other ways to do it, I don't know, but I suspect not. I think you have to just go and make sure you have the embed code, and also that you can access the HTML code of your site. So here is where I do that. I've got the visual editor open at the moment, but I can click on HTML just here, and that gives me this much more basic kind of part of the editor. And all I need to do is take the code that I've just had from YouTube and place that in right there. An extra thing I can do if I want to is place a tag called a div tag on either side of that that code. So what you can do is you can type in div. You need to put this sort of pointy bracket in first, div, and then a space and the word align, then put equals and some speech marks, and then put the word center written in American English, not English. So center spelled C-E-N-T-E-R, not C-E-N-T-R-E, because that won't work. It's written in US code. And so there you also put that tag at the end, and you close that div tag. So you open the div tag just here where it says div align center, and what you're doing just by doing that is aligning the video into the center of the page. And then right here with the div tag, you're going to close that div tag because you've opened a div tag here, so you're going to close it right here, and that's all you need to do. That's just an optional extra. You don't have to do that. I technically don't have to do that on my site because I've got the video width perfect. I know exactly what the width is of that video, so it will automatically look like it's been centered even if it hasn't. So so that's an option right there. So once you've done that, the video will appear on that page. All I need to do is I can go through and click on, this might work actually, click on preview, and we should be able to see what it looks like right now with that video embedded. If the preview doesn't work, then I'll actually publish it so you can see how it would look on the page itself. So this is the preview coming up right now. I've given it a title. Yeah, there you go. So that's what it will look like right now. Obviously it's not been published yet, so there's no information from the tweets or from any comments, but I've called it How 50 Cent Made His Fortune, and right there you've got this video just here. If I click play on there, then it will go through and it will play the video. All very cool, I think you'll agree. And that's really how you do it. Now you can add text either before or after that video as well. You can add text in, up here into this area, or you can add it underneath. Inside the visual editor, what I'd suggest you do is you actually put all the text in that you're going to put in, and do that first. Okay, put all the text in you're going to put in, and any links, and just make sure that the text is all perfect. And then once you've done that, only then put the video in. So the video is like the final touch, and you can find the area in the text. So let's say, for example, if we go back here, you can see it makes it quite hard to actually edit any text in here because the video is there already. So what I'm going to do, just as a quick, just show you, I'm going to take that code and I'm just going to cut it out, go to the visual editor, type some text here which talks about the subject of the video, then put the video link. And what I sometimes do is actually put this in to the actual text just for a second, so I can see where I'm going to put the video, and you'll see why that's useful in a second when I go back to the HTML code. Then wrap up the article here. Okay, so that's how I would do it. So that's some text that I've written. Go back into the HTML. You can now see that that's where the text is, and that's where the video is going to go. So that means now I can just take this and replace it, take that bit of text and replace that with the code itself. Okay, and again, just click on preview, and you will see how that looks. If I just update this page, you'll see that that preview now has some text before and after it, and the video sits nicely in the middle of that text. Here it comes, loading slightly slowly. Yeah, there we go. So look, type some text here which talks about the video of the subject, then put the video link, there's the video itself, then wrap up the article here. Very cool. And that all works really beautifully. So it's a great way of keeping people on your site and providing them with extra media that they perhaps wouldn't otherwise get if it was just a written blog. You can say an awful lot more through pictures and much more through video. So that's it. That's how you do it. That's how to add your YouTube videos to your site. And also it's worth noting that this same process works for other video channels. So things like I'm just giving you an example like Vimeo, for example. That's another really big video site which has a lot of videos that YouTube doesn't have, and Vimeo is great and allows you to embed the videos from its site onto your website as well. In fact, I did that just yesterday with a video from John Reese and Tony Robbins talking about how John Reese made $1 million in one day on the internet. So you know, that's something I got from Vimeo, and I just literally looked for the embed button. It's in a slightly different place to YouTube, but you'll find it's very simple to see. You'll see the embed button, and just you follow the same process that I've shown you here. Get the embed code, choose your options, and then put the code onto your site. Really that simple. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you again soon at adventuresininternetmarketing.net. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.